Hey man, back very frequently for us, but we're doing things different now that we cover two podcasts. The rebrand is very strong. Still bringing on the same guest as you can see, man. I got my boy Judah with me from Unofficially Retired. Very
There we
not
go.
not new to the channel, man. Y'all see he repping the merch. Y'all have already seen him on the channel, but I'm gonna try to get somebody on, frequently on the channel because, especially what I'm talking about today, I have no idea. So I had to get my boy on. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, man, we got to get into this New York Giants preview. Um, Not any really reason in particular the Giants, but if I know somebody with the insight, I'm definitely gonna give it to y'all. Y'all can go over to his channel and see what they be talking about over there. But yeah, we're gonna get into that today. Man, so before we get into anything, how you feeling about this upcoming season? What's finna transpire?
Uh, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of optimistic, but I think this is the season for optimism for everybody. It's training camp. As long as everybody stay healthy, everybody is technically undefeated. So
Facts.
I guess I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
I get bamboozled by the training camp every year, and this year is I ain't gonna say it's doing it to me the way it has in years past, but this year is like feels different. Not
Right.
saying we're gonna do nothing crazy, but I do think we're gonna put a competitive football team out there. Like I think we have actual NFL players at important positions now instead of just niggas. You feel me?
Oh, we're gonna get into that most definitely. Um, with that being said, I'm gonna just get into the first one I had. So I kind of feel like the start of things for people on the outside looking in is kind of just Daniel Jones because that was kind of the most like eggs in the basket type of move that I can remember with y'all recently. Says we kind of had our little group chat or whatever. So
Mhm.
in your opinion, like what didn't work? Did you expect it to necessarily even work, or if you did, like why didn't it work as far as Daniel Jones with y'all?
If I'm speaking completely objectively, I say it's a lot of things that didn't go in his favor. If I just want to lay that out there, multiple head coaches, multiple offensive coordinators, bad O lines, a lot of things can fuck you up, for lack of a better term, especially playing the quarterback position. So I think he started to see ghosts after a certain point. I think he got a little bit revitalized when Dayball first got there, but I think it's only so much you can do. I think he's very limited as a player. Do I think he a starting quarterback? I guess it's 32 teams. But no, not really. I don't think he's a real take you 17 games starter. I don't. I wouldn't do that. You know.
High
So
end backup type of situation, maybe.
high end due to experience. Yeah, he has all the experience. He has the ups. He has the downs. You know what I mean? So he tough as hell. He can run definitely a high end backup, but I don't think he's a starter in the NFL. And I think that's just that. And that's the nicest way for me to put it. I think that's just that. Like he's just not a NFL starting quarterback.
Well, he's gone. Looks like he's in
Mhm.
Indianapolis attempting to compete for that.
About to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah, starting position, but that's not really saying much when you look at that quarterback room and what they got going on. So, um, I feel like he's definitely one of those people you alluding to when you say like we actually have actual competent players at these positions instead of just people.
Yeah,
Um,
him and others, but yeah, him
right.
for sure.
And when we're speaking about, these players, it always got to be the one person, to lead those players. And that'll bring me to like my next point on the head coach, Mr. Dayball. Um, so once again, outside looking in, like what's that seat temperature looking like with him and the patience among the fan base with him going into this season?
um, I think if you're anything like me, no matter how you feel about him, you want him to get this year and next because
Okay.
they allowed him to draft a quarterback.
Right.
So when I let you pick a quarterback, I think I owe it to you and to that quarterback to give him 2 years with the guy who believed in him. You know what I mean? But like, I personally have always kind of been high on Dayball. Like, well, obviously since we got him, I ain't gonna say I knew who he was for real before we got him, but obviously since we got him, I've been pretty high on him. I think he's a really good coach. I think he gets in his own way sometimes, but other than that, like I think he's a really good coach, and I think as long as we produce this year, his job is safe. Like I can't say he's on the hot seat. I think it's cooled already. Allowing you to pick a quarterback cooled it in my head.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes sense because like why even give him the choice of that investment if he's not even going to be able to get to it the next year? And with him being the offensive head coach, like that might be his pairing with Jackson Dart, who we'll get to a little bit later. But
all right.
take it a step higher, the guy above Dayball, like now what's the temperature with the GM? Because it's like, are they on the same timeline as far as if this season don't work out or wherever it goes?
See, that's where things get a little tricky for me personally. Because I'm
Okay.
also not fully sold on Joe Shane either. I kind of like him, but I kind of don't like him either. He like I don't even know how to put it when it comes to Joe Shane. Like he does bonehead shit, but then he also does things that's like, oh, you really got over. That was a great GM move.
Okay.
But I, last year, if you asked me this question the same time last year, I'd say if Brian Daboll gets fired, Joe Shane will still be there. If you
Mm,
ask me that this year, now I think they a package. Everybody was always grouping them, but now I think it's official that y'all are a group. Y'all have had long enough together. I think this is year 4. So it's like,
they came in
hey,
together.
bro. hmm Yeah,
Okay, so
we got them both at the same time.
2022, I think.
Yeah, that was 22 because he made the playoffs. First year Daboll was there. He won Coach of the Year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, normally teams do it that way anyway. You know, you get rid of the GM. You don't want to, you know, get a coach and you don't have a GM in place. So just
All right.
get rid of both of them. So that definitely makes sense. I don't see no reason why not to get rid of either. I'm not too familiar with the GM, but I know the coach. You know, when he has competent offensive pieces in places, y'all did make a playoff push. So
And
we'll see.
that wasn't even with competency.
Yeah,
That's why I think he's a good coach. Like I feel like I don't want to say he's overachieved every year, especially a year when we went 4 games. But
right,
then if you take a look at the actual roster, and then you'd be like, oh,
right.
well, they were close in these. Like
Yeah,
it's not pity, it's not moral victories, but it'd be like we lost like 6 one-score games last year. You know what I mean? If you have real talent, to me, I think you win at least half of those.
right.
And
And
that's from a
that's
4-win season to a 7-win right there. You know what I mean? Like, and now you're just looking at how it's being built differently.
yeah, that makes sense. And like you said, man, like even being built and adding talent to even like win half of those games. What you feel about y'all free agency? Because when I was making these banners, I looked briefly at y'all free agency. I mean, y'all made some good solid moves. Like, of course, we all know the quarterbacks y'all brought in with Jameis and Russell Wilson. I like both of those moves, especially now that y'all got the young guy in there. But you also brought in, Paulson Adebo, Javon Holland, making some additions to the secondary. Looks like y'all got some people along the defensive line, Roy Robertson Harris and Chauncey Golston. I mean, y'all made a
Hmm.
lot of moves. I'm not,
Jeremiah Ledbetter.
yeah,
A
y'all
couple.
made a lot of moves. They're not all like just break the bank moves, but I think Javon Holland is a hell of a player in my opinion. And Paulson Adebo, we always talk about him. I'm familiar with him in the NFC South. He's definitely an aggressive corner that's gonna get up there, force some turnover. So, what you feel
All right.
about what y'all did in free agency as far as trying to add to the roster?
I think this is another situation where Joe Shane Cook. It was like, this is what I like about you.
Right.
Especially when you look at the dollar amounts on like Paulson Adebo and like Javon Holland. Like it's not an overpay to me. And they still fit the timeline of what we're trying to do. Like they are 4 or 5 year vets, but they 26, 27 years old. You know what I mean? They're not 30 yet. They're not 21, 22 like rookies. So they got experience and we didn't have to pay crazy for it. And I think adding some back end help like increases what we already got on the front 4 with the D line. Like y'all can hold up for a little bit back there, Oh, all
Yeah.
right, now we gonna eat. You know what I mean? So I think that helps tremendously. I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm getting them too. But that's what I meant by real football players too. We didn't have no more corners. I mean, I like Jason Pinnock, he's cool. He just got signed to the 49ers for a minimum though. Like you know what I mean? Like we're not I'm just saying, like real NFL players. Like get some of them on my team. So I
Right.
feel like we did that on defense for sure. I think Chauncey Golston is cool. I like him a lot, especially as like a fourth DN that could play a little D tackle. I will say now that I brought up D tackle, our D tackle two position is awful. If anything happens with Dexter Lawrence, our whole D tackle room is probably the worst in the NFL. I'm
Sheesh.
just I'm just being honest.
That's
Like
crazy.
it's bad. And I don't know what's going on with Christian Wilkins. I wanted him, but I heard he got a little ditty in his locker room game. You know what I'm
Ah.
saying? He got a little ditty in his locker room game. So I don't know if that's gonna work out. But if that turns out to not be true or, a little over exaggerated, yeah, let me go. I'll definitely go do that. That's Dex' best friend, or it was. I hope Dex ain't involved in the ditty though. So
Nah,
so
he's definitely gonna draw interest. Like once all this kind of get passed by and we, I guess, resolve or figure out whatever's going on in his injury situation, he's definitely
mhm.
gonna sign with somebody because he's still one of the better D tackles in the league. Like you said, we
I
already got
agree.
Dexter Lawrence, so we just need somebody to come in and just be DT2. That's it.
Yeah, we got suitable. I mean, we drafted a D tackle in the third round, Darius Alexander. He missed what was that mini camp? So
Okay.
he a little out of shape. He seems out of shape right now from the things I've been seeing. He ain't been winning many reps, but that could change. He just now getting to really practice, and they already in pads, so
Yeah. No.
that could change. We'll see. Offense, you mentioned the quarterbacks. Honestly, when we got Jameis, I thought Jackson we was only gonna go rookie. I didn't think we were gonna get another quarterback when we
Okay.
got Jameis because we got Jameis first.
Y'all got Jameis first. Okay.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh yeah, they still in the running for Russell. I'm like, bro, we're not getting no damn Russell Wilson, man. We got Russell Wilson. Anybody that knows me seen that take I did on him probably a few years ago. So, but now he's my quarterback. So, I gotta appreciate it. I gotta root for us.
Hey,
Giants Nation, let's ride. However we gonna do that.
I, I felt the same way talking all these years about Kirk, man. It didn't ended up with him.
Uh, yeah,
Just ride with
tough.
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I figure hopefully ours works out a little better than Kirk's. I ain't gonna lie.
well, y'all financial investment isn't the same, so even if it doesn't, it won't be
Very
as
true.
crazy. But
Very true.
speaking of kind of like the same situation, so you guys went two quarterbacks and still went one in the draft, and now we was talking draft night, and we was both liking what both teams was doing. I definitely was liking what y'all doing, especially with that first pick, adding on to already a strength of y'all team with drafting Abdul Carter, damn near pound for pound the best player in this draft.
Cool.
Um, doubled down in the first round with Jackson Dart. And then, like you just alluded to, Darius Alexander D tackle, and then Cam Scatterbull with 105. So, talk to me about this draft, man, because I feel like y'all was cooking. But what these guys gonna add to y'all roster this year and in the future?
I agree. I think that's another thing. I think Joe Shane has had like the perfect offseason. I ain't gonna lie. I think, well, not perfect. We need to address that DT2 spot. I think he tried though. I think he's just bad at that. Dexter was already here when he got here. So he just got blessed. But I think he's really bad at picking D linemen. Um, but I think Jackson, I if everything goes right, he doesn't play this year. So hopefully he just soak up all the game and don't have to play. If he do play, if we out of it by week 14, 13, cool. I'm cool with that. Go ahead, let him play. But other than that, like I don't think he's gonna do much. Abdul, man, he's a monster. Even if you're not a Giants fan, you've probably been seeing his training camp, his mini camp highlights, all of that. If you didn't already know who he was, so he coming in cooking actual vets, like actual good football players, and he given array of moves. I'm excited to watch him play. I ain't gonna lie. Like real football, not preseason. I really don't want to see him play preseason. I'm excited to watch him play real football for 17 weeks. Um, who else? Who else? Darius Alexander, I think he's cool. He's supposed to be a great I ain't gonna say great. He's supposed to be a real good pass rushing D tackle. Super athletic for a D tackle. He got a pick six in the bowl game. I think that's his highlight that always shows up on NFL Network. Um and he's cool. Like I said, he didn't get to do much in minicamp. So we'll see what happens with him. Cam Scatterboo, I like him. I don't like small athletes though, professional athletes. I just my knock on little people that play professional sport. But hey, if it works, it works. Because I've been seeing some training camp videos, and that just might mean we can't tackle, and that just might be a story for another day. But he is even at this level, he is still hard to tackle. He's so small. I will say that's an advantage. Like I think his hands are a lot better than anybody gives credit to, and uh like screen passes and just like to me like draw plays and things like that, he's going to get hidden behind those linemen. Just like Sproles and guys like that would, but he is not going to run around you when he meets you. He's gonna run through you. And I think that's the difference. And I think that's some cool shit. I ain't gonna lie. I got two white boys with juice on my team. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cold backfield if they end up, starting next to each other. We'll definitely see. But yeah, I agree with you what you said about Jackson Dart. Like, man, we really don't want to see him this year. If we do, we know that everything is kind of gone like
To
hard
shit.
basket point.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing either if we get to that point because you want to see what you got with a young guy. That's always going to be in the back of every Giants fan's head at this point. Because, like, I know we got Penix last year. I'm like, man, I want to see what we got. But see, y'all got two people in front of him now, so we know if at least Russ get hurt, we know Jameis kind of gonna be, I would assume, number two. What you think about that? You think?
I think that depends on one, if Jameis makes it through the season with us. Because
Mm,
you know how injuries happen, bro.
that's that's true.
Injuries happen. You got a guy, maybe we in week 6, you got a guy that could get you through the rest of the year,
Yeah,
make you semi-competitive.
I forgot about that. You're right.
So I'll say that's one, and then 2, I'll say it depends on when Russ gets hurt/benched. I don't know which will happen, but I think that depends on that, whether Jameis steps in or it's Jack. Because if
Mm,
we in week, like I said earlier, 13, it's pointless to let Jameis play. It,
yeah,
to me, unless the season is still on the line. If we still competing in week 13, Russ get hurt, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna put the guy that's more proven in for sure. But if it's like week 13, season over, okay, let Jackson play. That's pretty simple to me. And then other than that, hopefully we don't see none of these niggas. Hopefully Russ play the whole year.
that's the goal. And when we
Don't
talk
lie.
about that goal, that you talk about these offensive players, man. What's your outlook for this offense? Because y'all got some wide receivers over there. I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all got Malik Nabers who took the lead by storm last year. I definitely think he's gonna keep elevating. Um, Wandale, y'all got Darius Slayton over. Y'all got. Can we finally get something out of Jalen Hyatt potentially? The running back room, I like y'all running back room. Tyrone Tracy Jr. He was coming on strong last year. I ain't gonna lie, he kind of surprised me. Y'all still got Singletary. I'm not really sure how much he giving y'all over there. And then we got Scatterbull, like we just alluded to. Still got Tommy DeVito at that fourth string, man. Shout out to that boy DeVito. And got some names on the O line. I'm not sure how much you messing with any of these guys on the O line. But yeah, what's your outlook for the offense basically going into this season?
Oh, do you know what the Steelers offense was ranked last year?
I
No.
would assume middle of the pack.
That's
If
what I was assuming too. So that's where I assume that our offense would be. Probably like because I think our offense is better than theirs.
okay,
But our schedule is a little difficult. Even though they play in the AFC North, our schedule is a little difficult this year. I think the offense can still be, if not like 16 or higher, maybe like 18 or higher. And that is a super upgrade for where we've been at. That's the thing. Side note, like that's the thing I tell people. Um, We are just in different places as fan bases. So your goal of winning the Super Bowl as a Ravens fan is not my goal as a Giants fan. At least not right now. Winning the Super Bowl is cool, and if it happens, miraculous, great. But definitely not in the cards
Right.
right now. Um, but like you said, I think Malik is, your friendly neighbor. he he always there when you need him. You feel me? Slayton is, I think he's gonna elevate, but he's always been pretty much like 700-yard receiver, pretty much in that area, 7, 8. Wandale, I think his route tree is gonna open up because he had 100+ catches last year, but he had 600 yards. Like he wasn't getting nowhere. They was all option routes because who he had at quarterback. So I think his route tree opens up. I think you'll start to see things from him that you didn't really know he could do, or didn't, because you know how I feel about small athletes, even the ones that's on my team. I still got to think. Uh, but Jalen Hyatt, I think Russ is the perfect quarterback for him. Russ can throw the ball deep. He excels at it. That's what he wants to do. Dayball wants to push the ball. I think we get something out of Jalen Hyatt this year. At least definitely more than 8 catches for 60-some yards. Like, bro, come on now.
Yeah, nah, he
Like,
got offered in that.
right. So we get more than that out of him for sure. I think if we can get a good 400 yards out of him, I'd be cool. Um, that's kind of the end of that list, and that's the problem. I think we need depth. I think we need one more actual receiver. There's a few guys still out there. I don't know how well they fit our system, but there's a few guys still out there. Um,
I'm
Running
kind
back room, I
of
like
tight.
Tyrone Tracy. What'd you say?
I was looking at y'all tight end position, Theo Johnson.
Oh, Theo Johnson. Yes, sir. I think he's gonna actually open people's eyes because dude's a freak of nature, bro. He's 6'6", 250 pounds, and he ran like a 4.6. Like his athletic score was crazy. He just didn't really, and he can actually inline block. So he's not just a fast tight end. Like he can actually sit there and block. I think his draft stock dropped because he played at Penn State, who runs the ball.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he played in an offense that wasn't built to show his abilities for real. But I think he learned great things like the inline blocking. Like I think Theo's a monster, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's like one of them people that might pop up out the blue on you. You're like,
I'm
damn,
be on,
who's that? They got a tight end.
I'm be on the lookout for that boy this season.
Yeah, no, I fuck with Theo. He's
All right.
like the only tight end we got though.
You cool with the O line or
Andrew Thomas has not yet practiced, but I think they are just being cautious. I ain't gonna lie. He was doing some side work today. So I think they just being cautious with him, but I completely understand that. Um, I think that side of the line's pretty good. John Runyon's over there. JMS is the center. He's iffy. He needs a good year to me. He was a second round pick. So to me, he needs a good year, or it might just be wraps. Because we do have another guard that could play center. And yeah. And Evan Neal got moved to guard.
yeah, I was about to ask
Um,
that. He was at tackle, wasn't he? Now he's playing guard.
yeah, he was at right tackle and now he's playing guard. He's actually been looking pretty good at guard. Like honestly, stonewalling people. Because he's big as hell and he's strong as hell, but I think his feet just bad. His feet don't move that quickly for him to play tackle.
Okay. That might be
But
the
I think
move.
once it yeah, I think once he get his hands on you, it's a problem. He
Okay.
just can't be out there on that island with all that space. Too much
Right.
space.
Right.
Feel me? I think if he has to play, I think he'll be good. But we got Greg Van Roten there. He's super duper duper old, but he played really well last year. That was the guy I was saying could slide in the center if our center act up. And then Jermaine Illuminar over there, right tackle. I think we should extend him. I like him, but he probably won't take an offer right now. He probably gonna go into free agency and test the market. But I do like him. He's an actual NFL quality starter because we put him at left tackle last year for the last couple games. I think he gave up like 4 pressures. I think 4 sacks. Like it was like 6 games or something like that. I think it was 4 pressures, 2 sacks, some shit like that. It was like in 6 games, not playing your natural position. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Versatility.
Yeah, that's pretty good right there. I ain't gonna lie. Excuse me. But yeah, I definitely think when you bring a vet in like Russ, he's definitely gonna like the wide receiver's gonna benefit. Well, like however you feel about him, he's definitely gonna get his wide receivers the ball. I mean, he's gonna be damn near their best option they've had over there. Even though Malik only been in the league for 1 year, but
In that 10 years, bro.
yeah. So that shit right there, I feel like that's gonna make everybody else benefit. Cause like I said, I always kind of liked y'all wide receiver room. I feel like y'all got some decent like guys, but just not really ever nobody to get them the ball necessarily. And even if Russ goes down, like shit, we know Jameis gonna throw the ball. He might give two to the other team in the same game, but he's definitely gonna throw the ball. So and
It's
then
you need 3 touchdowns, 2 picks,
yeah,
three
so
touchdowns, 3 picks.
our receivers gonna eat regardless with like both of them. But it's just I don't know because I just know with Russ kind of like his style of offense. I don't know because like Sean Payton it didn't really work out. Like I think the Steelers offense kind of stalled out a little bit. And then, like, even in Seattle, he wasn't like when they tried to do that let Russ cook, that's when the offense kind of stalled out and things started like break down. So, like, what you think
Mhm.
y'all style of offense necessarily will be with him? Is it like run first, play action? Is it like short intermediate passes? Like what you think is gonna be with him?
So I think his personal play style is get the ball to my wide receiver one on a lot of the quick routes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Occasional moon balls. That's gonna happen a few times a game,
Seen the clip of
and
that
then
off.
check downs. Like that's kind of how his game goes. So it's pretty much a lot of quick game, and then hey, to keep you honest, to let you know I can still do this, I'm gonna throw it over your head a few times. And I
Um,
think Brian Daboll plays really well into what his quarterbacks do well. I think he gets the best out of them all. He won 3 games with Tommy DeVito and cost us a fucking quarterback, but he he cost us Jake Daniels and Drake May, either one. But he did it. It was because he got the best out of him. You know what I mean? And I think he got the best out of Daniel Jones, especially that 2022 year. So it's just like our offense will be kind of the way Russ likes to play. My
okay.
personal opinion, mixed in with a few things that Dayball like to do, but I think it's gonna be more on what Russ likes to do and Dayball like, okay, I can adapt to that. I think he's such a good offensive mind that it's like, okay, I can implement what I want and what you want, and we still have a pretty good outcome here.
I like that though because I feel like Sean Payton definitely showed a stubbornness. I don't even think he ever liked Russ.
Yeah,
Period.
no.
Like there, and then Arthur Smith from him being in Atlanta, it's like I already know Arthur Smith went in there and was like, "We doing this and this," and like Russ gonna have to just get with it. So I feel like the sign of a good coach is whoever I got at quarterback. I'm not just gonna force it on them. I'm gonna take what you like to do. We're gonna take a little bit what I like to do, and let's try to implement it best together to make this offense click. And we'll see how it looks. On the other side of the ball, I feel like it's kind of less question marks over there. As far as the front seven, now the secondary, like we said, brought some additions in, but man, y'all line, bro. Y'all D line is freaking disgusting, bro. Like Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter. I mean, you still got Kayvon Thibodeau, like whatever he's gonna give to you at this point. But now it's like we're not even depending on you for real. Like you just whatever you add is kind of extra. So it's man,
I feel like the outside world feel like that, but I feel like when you watch the Giants, even though last year wasn't his like best statistical year, he got better as a football player.
okay.
Like
That's
as
why we
far
brought
as
you on, man. That's why you brought us on.
Like,
Let
as
us
far
know
as the
what
little shit, like he had 12 and a half sacks like 2 years ago, but it was like, "No, nigga, these was all like, uh,
effort set.
bootleg sacks." Yeah,
Right.
effort sacks or bootleg sacks. Like, you didn't do anything to get these sacks. You didn't beat the man. You just kinda walked into these, you know what I mean? Like, so I think, like, as far as, like, setting the edge, as far as, some of his pass rush moves go, um, as far as run defense, I just feel like he got better as a football player in general, even though last year wasn't his statistical year. So I think, like, he's still gonna be an important part in what we do because he's our only DN that he's not the only one that can, but he's the only one that has experience dropping in coverage.
Right.
Like, Brian Burns does it on occasion, but Kayvon been doing it since college. So it's like he is important to our team, and we can do a lot of things with him on the field. So just said that because I feel like the general consensus is how you feel, where it's like, no, bro, whatever you add, you just add, but your spot already took. Like it's a contract year for him, so if he really do cook this year, nigga, he could be back.
Yeah, that's true. You can never have too many great to good pass rushers. And with him
You
having
feel
that
me?
first round pedigree, and I didn't even know he had 12 last year, to be honest. But like you said, just because the sack number wasn't there, all sacks aren't created equal at all. And like you said, if he became a better football player, he's only going to benefit from Abdul Carter being over there now for
Yeah.
sure. And like you said, if y'all can somehow address the interior, that's going to benefit him as well. So only question mark you kind of have right now is the secondary, because I think we pretty much know the line going to do what they need to do.
Yeah, the line should be, on paper, the line should be great. The linebackers, I think Bobby Okereke is good. He always 120 plus tackles a year. I think last year he didn't play that well effort wise, but I think it's hard to give effort when you constantly losing. Um, Michael McFadden, you got a lot of white boy linebackers, so you would probably have to watch him and tell me how you feel about him. He played with his hair on fire though. Like I don't think he can cover, and he misses a lot of tackles, but he still end up with 120 plus tackles. So he's always around the football basically. Like he's always there. So I don't know how I feel about him. I think we do need another linebacker though. Like he's cool and he a fifth rounder. So for him being fifth rounder a few years ago, yeah, he's had a great, turnout in his career so far. But no, I think we still need another interior linebacker, or at least one that rotate in from time to time. Um, Secondary, I like Tyler Nubin.
I like him. I like
I,
him coming to the
I
draft.
yeah, I like him a lot. I need him to have some ball production though. That's what you got him for. He had what 12 picks in 24 games in college. Like it's a pick every other game.
Right.
You feel me? So I need that from you because he only touched like 3 footballs last year. That was it. He had a whole bunch of tackles, but he can get no pass breakups, no interceptions, no. I need him to do that. Javon Holland, we spoke on him already. He's kind of solid. He's better than average. He's an above average safety, but he's always just solid. So if he can continue to give that or continue to get better and give more than that, that'd be crazy. That'll let the D line eat. Where we at? Oh, CB2. Yeah, Tay Banks. He's actually in a corner battle. I don't know if people know that. Like people on the outside probably don't know that, but he's 100% in a quarterback two battle with Cordero Flott.
Okay.
Um, we've had 6 practice days and they've alternated with the starters every day. So 3 days for one, 3 days for the other. So he's in an actual battle. Like, but if you see the way he plays football, like he plays really tight coverage, really good man coverage, but he never turns his head around. Never, ever, 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 ever. I'm talking about never, ever, 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 ever. Bro, it could be a comeback route, wide receiver, hands be out. He's not gonna look at that football. It don't matter. I'm so serious, bro. He's super big. He's super athletic. Like even last year, they were saying like him and Malik was like going at it in practice, and it was like that's what you want. But anytime it's a jump ball, anytime it's 50-50, he's gonna lose because he's never gonna know where the football is. So I think that's why he's in a battle. Then you got CB1 is Paulson Debo. Like I don't know how many teams he be CB1 on. I think around 15. I think I could pick about 15 teams he probably be CB1 on. Um, I think like you said, he is going to turn the ball over, and that's what we lack as a defense. We do not turn the ball over. I think we had 2 interceptions last year, maybe 3, the
Wow.
entire year.
That's
And the
crazy.
first one came from our 7th round linebacker that was just playing for an injured person on a tip ball. And that happened in like week 1 or 2. And then it didn't happen for a very long time. We have another interception for a very, very long time. So it's
Sheesh.
like, yeah, we have to take the ball away. That's what we got to do. And I think Paulson Debo was also second in pass breakups in the NFL last year. So it's like, he's gonna do us a service. But he not perfect at all. He get holding calls, he get
Yeah.
passing, he get all that for sure, a lot. But it'd be like high risk, high reward sometimes with him. That's basically how he play the corner
Yeah.
spot. Like he's not gonna necessarily get hooked or burnt, but he is gonna get that 15-yard penalty. He is gonna get that spot foul sometimes. Like, it just is what it is.
That would come with it.
Yeah.
That would come with it for sure. But wrapping it up, we talked about a lot of key topics. So when the easiest path to the playoffs is always, winning your division. We talking about playoffs right now. Everybody has a chance for the playoffs, y'all. I know some Giants fans might be like, dude, why are you talking about the playoffs? But I have to until I see otherwise. We all optimistic at this point.
I'm gonna say that's my level of optimism. That's how far it goes though. Like 9-8, we snuck in. We just out after that.
Oh,
But that's my level of optimism. Everybody wants Super Bowls and shit. I'm right there. I'm right
so
there
when
at the
you
9-8 sneak in.
so when you look at your division, though, you know I've heard some say damn near three teams out this division in the playoffs, and that will leave you guys as the fourth. And then with the schedule y'all have this season, I want to say y'all have the hardest schedule in the league this year, if I'm not mistaken. If
Yeah.
okay, I don't know how that happened, but so like, what is it like? What you thinking this year, record wise? Give me your best case scenario. Give me your worst case scenario, basically.
Best case scenario without looking at the schedule right now, I'm gonna say we go best case scenario because I've looked at it a few times. We go like 11-6 is the best case scenario. Let me see. I'm on my phone. I can't see that.
Let me zoom in. This is a anybody hasn't seen the Giants schedule. I don't know who they pissed off in the league office, but Jesus
Mm-hmm.
Christ. Start off the season at Washington, then you go to at Dallas. A home opener on Sunday Night Football against Kansas City. Next week against the Chargers. At the Saints. That'll be a win for you guys. Don't worry. Then you have a
Yep.
home game against the Eagles on like Thursday night, so quick turnaround. Sunday at Denver, at Philly again. Home against San Fran, at Chicago. Got a home game against Green Bay, at Detroit, at New England. That's like a Monday night game. Then you have a bye week in week 14. And then the last four, we got a home game in Washington, home game Minnesota, at Las Vegas, and then you finish the season up home against Dallas.
Mm-hmm. About 11-6.
Oof.
If I do best case scenario, we just gotta win them. We gotta win them games with teams that's not that good. Like I don't think the Packers are that good. I don't think the Bears are that good. You gotta win them games. You also gotta win the games with the teams that's supposed to be in our same tier. You gotta beat the Patriots. You gotta beat the Saints. You gotta beat the Raiders. You feel me? That's 5 wins right there.
Right.
You split, say you split with Washington, 6. You split with Dallas, 7. I don't think we're gonna split with Philly, but let's be optimistic. No, no, because they play too close. I don't think we split with them. We played them like
Yeah.
1 week and then we play somebody else and we play them again. I don't like that. Anyway, I still can't see that shit. Anyway, there's a few more on that list. There's a few more on that list that we could probably I think we could scrape out. Oh, San Francisco. I think we could beat them. I don't think they're good. Especially with all the losses that they've had. I don't think they're good at all.
Let me see. Bottom of there.
No, I think the Lions are gonna smoke us.
Minnesota.
Yes, I think we could beat them. I
Okay.
think it depends because that's at the end of the year. It depends on how they rolling. If we would
Yeah.
have caught them early in the year, I say yes, but I don't know. JJ might actually be all right. Who knows?
Chargers kind of a wild card for me. Like I don't know what they got going on. I
We're
feel like
playing them in New York, right?
yeah, that's a home game for y'all.
I think we could pull that out in a 17-10er.
Yeah, I feel
Because
like they
Harbaugh want to run the ball.
yeah, they one of them teams that like to me they just stuck at that 10-7. Like they gonna be competent under Harbaugh, but I don't. It depends on Herbert for me if they're gonna take like that next. It ain't even him because he always kind of had the stats. I want to say it's probably like down in the rest of the team.
Yeah. It is gonna take some miracle wins in there too. It's gonna take some,
Yeah, nah.
you know,
It's
you might
still
have
in
to
like
beat
9
Philly
or
once.
10 that we at right
I'm
there.
saying that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's still gonna take one of them we wasn't supposed to win. One or two of them we wasn't supposed to win that. Oh well.
So what you think,
But
like,
nigga,
worst case scenario, looking at it is?
oh, worst case scenario, we only beat the teams that we supposed to beat.
So, so
The
I think
Saints,
that would be
Saints,
favorite.
Raiders,
Raiders, that's 2,
New England.
3.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think them the worst
Oh,
teams on our schedule. I think like them that's worst case scenario. We only beat the teams we're supposed to beat.
goodness gracious. So that would be like what, 3 and 14?
3-14, right? It'd be worse than last year.
Fuck.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but
So what you think,
that
like the middle with the honest thing is like,
my honest thing, I think we get 7 wins in there. I think we'd be 7-10. But I think well no, I think we'd be 7-10, but I would like that 9-8. I would like a positive record.
right?
I would like to be over 500. But I think that 7 win, that 6-7 win mark. Really, I need that 7. 7 shows me real progress.
Yeah, that's a 3
So
game lose from last
the
year.
3 game jump, yeah. That's them 3 games that we was talking about earlier. I need them back.
Yeah, I mean, like this. I ain't gonna lie. The first 4 weeks, damn near might like, cause
Side
y'all.
note, I don't think Washington's good either. I think their quarterback is exceptional, and he makes up for a lot of that. And I think they have their head coach is a great defensive coordinator, so he makes that defense always like it's always going to be
They ready,
at least average.
right?
You know what I mean? But I think their quarterbacks is exceptional, and they win in spite of like not having no receivers, not having the best offensive line, and not having like a running back that can stay healthy. I like Brian Robertson Jr., but he does not stay healthy. So I think they were winning in spite of that last year. I think some of that shit toned down this year for
Well,
sure.
they definitely not sneaking up on nobody this year. Now you're getting everybody's best punch.
No,
So
absolutely. They don't
yeah,
walk into there thinking it's a cakewalk, like you
yeah,
saying.
no, like you said, they got. I mean, they got a freaking Hail Mary last year. I mean, we basically pissed away the game against them last year. I just feel like any team that wins a bunch of one score games, it's always going to be that potential for regression in next year. That's just how it go. Like you might be a
Right.
team lose 6 one score games, like you said. Mess around next year, you win 4 of those. You know, like you can't really depend on those one score games, even though the NFL, it damn near come down like that. But I could definitely see a split. Like if push comes to shove, like you said, they definitely have a quarterback and a coach that mask a lot of issues with their roster.
Mhm.
Um, split with Dallas is always possible. Dallas just is Dallas.
We ain't beat them in a minute though. We ain't
Mm.
beat them since Dak was a rookie.
So y'all gonna
So,
catch the second week of the season, so they might be a
but
little
we
hot.
might,
Yeah, y'all might. That can be like a
because I honestly think, especially with the shit going on with Terry, we can win that week 1 game. I'm really not high on Washington, bro. I love Jaden Daniels. I'm super high on him. I'm not high on them as a football team, and that's just how I feel about it. Like I could be being naive, but
nah. I
I just
understand.
don't
Like
feel it.
I don't think they're on that tier of teams like Detroit and Philly quite yet. I think I'll put them like in the second to third tier maybe, but they had 1 year of a run. Like I don't want to do the Texans thing with them when it's like you have a hot quarterback and a hot coach, and you go on a run and you come back next year and it's like we're not bad, but we're not setting the world on fire. Like it looks a little
Right.
different. So I
And
definitely
that's what
understand.
I think their season looks like. I think their season looks a lot like Houston's. Because if people think CJ Stroud had a slump, his numbers were almost identical to his rookie year. It just didn't look the same.
Yeah, nah. His numbers weren't bad, but they just weren't like this. It wasn't like you said, it just didn't look the same. And it might be because we all know what the sophomore slump is. I'm actually gonna make a video on Jaden Daniels and his potential to either be a slump or even an MVP candidate next year based off whichever way it go. So that's a little precursor for that. But hey man, I definitely appreciate you coming on here giving the spiel with your team, man.
For
Like I said,
sure.
I don't know any of this stuff you just referred to. But it's like, hey man, if you got somebody to know the knowledge, somebody might be subscribed to us and they might be a Giants fan. Like now y'all know everything y'all need to know for this season. You already know I'm gonna be tapped in with everybody. I'm definitely gonna be, talking shit to y'all.
Know it.
We all
You got
miserable
to
in the little chat we got. I'm a Falcons
just
fan,
a little
Junior
bit.
fan, and our other partner LA, he's a Raiders fan. So we're all just piss poor franchises lately, and it's like we all can sit around the campfire and talk shit about to each other because we all suck. But
At the end of the day, yeah.
hopefully we all turn that around this year and we can rejoice in some happier moments, man. So we'll definitely see what's going on with the Giants this season, man. If y'all like my boy Jude on the channel, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and go check out his channel. Like I said, Unofficial Retire. I'll drop that down in the description, as y'all can see on the merchandise. And we got to get some merchandise over here covered too, man. We definitely got to get that. I like that. That look
Before
nice.
you end, I like the rebrand. I love the rebrand. I was getting Twitter notifications, and I was like,
Who the fuck is this?
Who is this? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no. Then I found out it was you. I actually found out it was you rather than you saying anything. And I was like, no, this is
I ain't
all
gonna
her. So
lie,
I
like,
do
Kyrie hit me.
like the rebrand.
Like, man, he wanted to be more like involved with the channel, and I'm like, man, it's kind of hard to be consistent with 4 people, kind of like as the people. So I'm like, shit, me and you can just do it, and then when the other like 3 people want to get on, they won't feel pressured to be like creators on the channel. They can just kind of be more so
They
like,
just hop on.
yeah, they just hop on when they
Yeah.
hop on. So he made the little background thing like Chat GPT. He made the logo. He on all that. So I'm gonna find
Okay.
somebody. Hey, send me the person that made the hoodie so I can see compare
Bet.
prices so we can get some merchandise. But yeah, man, we're gonna try to push this rebrand and be consistent this season with the content most definitely. And this won't be the last time y'all see Judah on the channel, man. So like I said, man, definitely make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Y'all tap in with him. And yeah, man, appreciate you for coming on today.
Yes, sir. You know it.